You were tuned in to episode 145, 145 of the Goodfellas podcast. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Got my main man with me, Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K. What's going on, big bro?
Oh man, another day in these boxing streets and talk this good boxing game.
Yes, sir. Big shout out to everybody that was showing love to the clip that got dropped on Instagram earlier today. If you needed an indication of how we get down, podcast wise, that's probably the perfect clip to look at. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can definitely check it out on Twitter, check it out on Instagram. It's definitely making his rounds, so big shout out to everybody. But just to get right into it, we were gonna do some, cover some upcoming fights, but news came out via Tank Davis that he is scheduled for a January return in Washington, D.C., which is not that far from me, and no opponent. And anytime Tank gets in the ring, I'm excited, but I am at a point right now where I need to see quality opposition. Just off top, what's your initial thoughts, bro?
I mean, no opponent, bro. It's hard to really be geek this early. Maybe come December or something, we get a name or a couple of names being rolled out there. We can actually anticipate fight a little bit more. Just to know he fighting again, I think we pretty much figured that. So, you know what I mean? Like he did retirement after the last fight, so I figured he was fighting again. So just to know it's in June, what does it do? It really doesn't do a lot for me personally. You know what I mean? But again, I need to know who you talk about fighting, bro. And is it title S sort of style fight? Is it a championship style fight? I know it ain't no real belt on the line. We know who got all the belts. That being said, but is it a championship S fight? That's the importance at this point in his career. Like, I mean, unless you Bivol, I don't want to hear nothing about no cupcakes. Unless you're Bivol, don't talk to me about no cupcakes. You know what I mean? Even I was not even Loma. I don't any other boxer in the game right now does not need to be on cupcakes except for Bivol. That's it.
So you're
in my
saying
estimation.
Bivol's the only one that deserves a cupcake right now. Is that what
Right
you're saying?
now, yes. So Tank is again decent fights, Rolly, Cruz, respect. But as a paper star, bro, you gotta keep the competition level price worthy. So, you know what I mean? Unless you can find another Rolly situation to pull out the woodworks, I mean, I need obviously a championship level name. So I don't know what that name is right now. Got to do some PBC homework myself, see if I can, dig something out crate, so to speak. But I don't, off the top of my head, know a PBC fighter or a PBC associated fighter that's championship level worthy unless you talk Cruz, and we know that's not grabs because he's getting clowned for supposedly ducking the Shakur Stevenson fight. When to me, I'll let you comment, then I get into that one next, bro, because that one got me shook too. But yeah.
No, we can
I'll
get
let you
into that
spin.
because we haven't talked about that. Um, I'm with you. It's really the opponent that is going to determine how excited I get. You know, Tank he's one of a kind. Like you don't expect that much power in that small of a dude. You know what I mean? Um, I'm trying to think like who would even be acceptable at this point. I tell you who I don't want. If I hear one name, I'm like anybody that's pro PBC. I need to pay all of them a visit. If they tell me it's Tank Davis versus Abner Mares, I'm going to snap, bro. I'm going to snap. Cause
No, Abner was
that's a rumor that's been a rumor for the past.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you got to come out his mouth that he's not putting his name or never put his name in that hat. Obviously, everybody knows what the situation is with the eye surgery. That's way too much danger. That is
yeah,
way too much danger.
I
So
agree. I
the
agree
bag is not worth
100%.
it. And he himself posted on the gram and kind of took his name out of that, saying he didn't put his name in that scenario. So how it came
I
up, he don't know.
I hope that's the case. But if they say that name, I am going to be hot. Like hot.
It's not a compatible fight. It's not compatible. I mean, you know what I
It's
mean?
not.
It's I
It's
don't know.
it's several reasons why I don't like that name. The eye it's not a high level competition fight. Tank is probably 3-4 years removed from an opponent like that. I would be pissed. I would really, really be pissed off. Big shout out to Brendan Smith, man. He said, "Hey, people, big shout out to you, bro. My guy, Bruce Gas in the building, man. Said, peace, my brothers, G5 Jeff TV and my G Vlog.
What
Big
up?
shout
What
out
up?
to you, bro, man. Go subscribe to Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more, man. One of the hottest channels out there, man. Point blank, period. Official family up in here, man. T Finney in the building, man. Big shout out to the legend. Said salute to the team. I just mentioned that about Tank. I'll be pulling up for sure if he's really going to be fighting there. Abner cleared up rumors about that from what I read. He said it won't be Ryan if it's going to be in DC. An opponent like Garcia has to be in Vegas or Texas. I agree. It's definitely not Ryan Garcia. We know that for a fact. So that's a definite. I didn't even hear Abner Mares clear up the rumors, but I'll take your word for it for sure.
No, he put a post. He posted.
You put a post up.
He
Okay,
put a
no
post
problem.
up. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. All right. Well, that solves one of
Takes that headache
my
off your
fears.
shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
with
who
that
though?
being said, like
Tagu?
who,
Tagu?
I, bro, I
I don't
like
know. I'm just
to be
spitballing, bro.
honest with you, bro. I don't know who. Like, let's open it up to the chat, man. If a
Any
realistic opponent
ideas?
for Tank, any ideas? And I've asked some of the heavy hitters that I reach out to who's the opponent, and nobody knows. Like nobody knows. Like nobody even has a clue.
Your
And
guy
these are
don't know?
people. Nope. Plug
Damn.
don't know neither. Nope. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's man. And it's like, is he fighting at 40? Like, is he fighting at 40? Is he fighting at 35? Like what are we, like what are we doing? You know what I mean? Because he's not fighting none of the big dogs. Like he ain't fighting the Tiafimo, he's not fighting the Haney, he's not fighting the Juan Garcia, he's not fighting none of them dudes. None of the big names that
Damn.
we want to see him in there with. So it's like,
Jeff, pull
ooh,
up the PBC 140, 135 fight list. Can you do that while we on?
I sure can. Hold on a second.
That'll help the conversation. But while Jeff doing that, I just wanted to chime in on the Isaac Cruz scenario. We understand there's a bunch of orders been handed down lately. If as long as y'all ain't sleeping these streets, I'm sure y'all have heard about a bunch of the mandatory orders being passed down. Obviously, the one I'm discussing, or the one that got me a little bugged, is Shakur Stevenson, Isaac Cruz situation. The mandatory or the setting or the ordering, I get that. You know what I mean? But the fight in itself happening, it's two fights from across the street. Obviously, two big names. One, to me, more of a pay-per-view star than the other. And that's no shade to Stevenson. I just don't think he's commanding $89 right now. You know what I mean? $80 right now. Whatever it is, 89, 79, whatever it is. I don't commanding that. And when the dad, the Cruz father said, Pops Cruz said, yo, we don't like the matchups, not a fight that we would take. He is a lot of flack. and a lot of you know what I mean, kickback towards him for quote unquote saying it's a duck. First of all, the fight not gonna happen. That in itself is not going to happen. And then if they didn't even say that, they never put it on the promoters that the fight would never happen. The dad said stylistically, the fight doesn't make any sense for us. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not fan friendly from what the pops was trying to say. And I get that. I kind of get that. And that, well, go ahead, Jeff.
I don't really agree with that.
I do.
Why?
Because you see Shakur not engaging. Shakur is going to be defensive. That means Cruz is going to have to make the fight, throwing, trying to land.
I disagree.
Not as clean. It's going to be Tank-esque. It's going to be Tank-esque.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that,
agree.
bro. Respectfully.
That's not my
When is the last
that's
time?
Not my yeah.
When is the last time? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not really the issue. I can disagree with the matchup or think the matchup will work. I get that. That's cool. But what's with the flack, bro? Why is Isaac Cruz not in a position to somewhat have control of his career at this point? He's proven that he's pay-per-view-esque. You know what I'm saying? At this point, why not give him the opportunity to say, I has input on who I fight next. This is what I'm looking for, the style I'm looking to shine against, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like when people say, oh, it's ducking, I'm reading the comments and I'm like, duck. And I thought that was cat. But when Spence didn't take the Crawford fight, that can't be considered a duckuation. Come on, bro. Like you can't have it on both sides. And these two PBC fighters. So two PBC fighters in situations where these fights are not on the radar anymore. One because of business, maybe, and the other because they don't like the style matchup. Why is one not a duck and the other is a duck?
Well, a couple things. With Shakur, Shakur is defensive minded, but Shakur is in the pocket the majority of the time. So Cruz is gonna have to just figure it out. Shakur is not a guy to be on a bicycle. You could be defensive and not on a bicycle. Shakur is solid defensively, but he's definitely not on the bicycle. Like he's right. He's right.
But he will be moving. But
but you gotta. But
he hasn't fought somebody that bangs like Cruz, so I'm sure he's not going to stay and figure out whether the dude is throwing sledgehammers or pillowcases.
But the thing about it is, when you look at it like that, it's a no-win situation. So let me give it to you from Shakur's end. If he stands there and he bangs with him and it's a difficult fight and he wins, we're going to say he's dumb as shit for not moving, right?
No, if he win, I'm going to say he got moxie. He beat that dude at his own fight.
Okay, so let me rephrase that. I'm not saying you in particular. I'm not saying you in particular. What I'm saying is,
most fans might say that.
Most
why
fans
would you say that if he won? But if he won, would you say that?
I would.
Make any sense?
I would. If he can move and make it a 10-2, 11-1 fight, and he decides not to move and he makes it a 7-5 and he gets cut and everything else, yeah, I'm gonna say he's dumb as shit. Yeah, of course I'm gonna say he's dumb as shit. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, with the reason I don't want to say, I definitely don't think it's a duck. I don't like when people throw that word around. I don't think it's a duck. Me personally, I don't think Cruz's dad is up on things in regards to how Shakur fights. To be honest with you, he's probably going to get more opportunities the way Shakur fights than Tank did. Tank did a lot of moving. A lot.
I think Shakur going to do the same thing because Shakur is not hitting as much. I'm going to say this is my reason why I believe he'll do the same amount of moving, if not less or more, equivalent to what Tank did. The main reason is because he's not hitting as hard as Tank is, especially with the singles, which you'll probably need to get a grinder off of. You need to really catch his attention with a nice solid shot. you know what I mean? Like, hold up, bro. Pick your head up. Pay attention. I'm still here. You know what I mean? So I don't think Shakur has that.
But if I'll say this, if
and he
Isaac
coming up in
Cruz,
weight too. So
and when did we start? When did we start not taking fights because a person is defensively sound? Like when did we start
when
doing that?
I don't think it's that. I think the dad used that. I just think the dad probably knows the fight's not going to happen, and they want somebody at this point where probably you might. I don't think he deserves a cupcake, but they might need a nice KO shine. They need a, you know what I mean? They need that sort of feed the fans sort of fight. Me, in my estimation. I think that. So the dad didn't like that for that purpose.
The sole reason I disagree with their approach is that they have nothing else cooking. It's nothing on the PBC side that's cooking right now for them. Nothing.
I mean, that's the thing. See, PBC, for a dude like Cruz, you can easily go to RDR, Thompson's, Sugarberg. You can easily go find somebody for a Cruz. But this is for a Cruz.
Now. You're still going backwards. You're still going backwards. He was in there with Tank. He was in there with Tank. His name was up there. His name was up there. He can't go back.
So that's RDR. No, I mean, just not going backwards in competition level, just going backwards as far as the build. Like we build, we showed the folks we can sustain, we can run with these A+ fighters. Now let's feed them a little bit. Let's give them that knockout sort of memorable sort of fight. You know what I mean? That we know him to be a dog. We just haven't seen him really dog nobody lately. Gamboa, the last fight he really dogged somebody.
But the thing is, when you get to that A-level competition, really nobody gets dogged. You know what I mean? So if he's fighting B plus A fighters, like, but why are we running from that though? Why are we running from that?
I'm not disagreeing with you, Jeff. I just believe, based on the dad's comments, that may be something they're thinking. They may think easy fight, nice free, you know what I mean, a highlight KO type of guy. You know what I mean? Maybe not a guy we gotta work extra hard. We gotta figure out a puzzle. Also, negotiation is going to be tremendously hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, in that particular fight, Shakur and Bob Arum are not playing B-side. They're just not. And I don't think.
And they should.
But I don't think Cruz is a B-side fighter at this point in time because he's proven to be a pay-per-view commodity. Yeah, I'm not going to say star, but he's a positive commodity in the pay-per-view market.
He's a positive commodity, but he's not a Shakur though. There's not one place. There's not one place in the United States of America that Pitbull Cruz can headline and he can guarantee a certain crowd. You feel what I'm saying?
You could be correct, but I lean more towards Pitbull being able to be successful because of the connect with the Latin people. And
he's a great dance partner.
No, I mean just him being able to be a quote unquote A-side guy because he can connect with so many different groups of the Latin culture. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily just Mexicans that follow him. So if he's fighting on the East Coast, he's going to pull a Dominican crowd. He's going to pull a certain part of the Puerto Rican fan base. So I think he's comparable when it comes to arguing MIA to be sort of thing with a Shakur Stevenson.
If he fights Shakur, I mean, he's definitely going to be a B-side. Me personally, because this is just there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell he's
okay. Answer me a question. Just answer me this question: who's proven at the pay-per-view rate between those two guys? Who's proven at the modern day pay-per-view rate?
This is a long answer, but follow me on this one. Cruz, for this one reason. Shakur don't fight on pay-per-view.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault, bro. That fight is going on pay-per-view. That fight is not a $6.99.
Who is Cruz been on pay-per-view with?
Gamboa. Was that a pay-per-view or was he on the undercard?
Undercard. He's been on a lot of undercards. He's only
he headlined against Tank.
But they came out for Tank though. It
worked. I mean, but who benefited more in the long run? To me, I think Cruz did, bro. Because now Cruz is that Latin star that PBC needs to go with a Danny Garcia and other guys.
Bro, I hear you. He's not going to be an A-side versus Shakur, bro. That's the reality of it. I hear what you're saying. He gets most. Cruz.
I can't say I'm not wrong. I can agree.
Cruz gets most of his attention. Cruz gets most of his attention because he signed with Pacquiao. That's where he gets most of his attention at, and then it expands from there. But that's why he gets his. But that's why he gets his. That's why he gets a lot of eyeballs. He gets a lot of.
Hold up. But this. We know Pacquiao is a proven pay-per-view star. We know that,
right, but it's
associated with that, having that strong of a name representing you is big when it comes to negotiation to such a fight. This is why a fight like that will never fucking happen. So why the dad commented, I don't know, when he just should have said less likely that we see that despite the order. That's what I would have. Yeah, said.
I would have definitely went with that, and I'll meet you in the middle of the street with that. If he would have said, "Hey, that's a cross the street fight. I don't think Al and them going to make it happen, so we not really going to entertain it." I would have respected that 100%. Outside of that, Pitbull should actually like the matchup because Shakur is not known to be a guy that can. He got respectable power, but it's not no jaw breaking power. And he was just in there with Tank, and he took Tank's power. So I feel like that's an ideal matchup for Pitbull Cruz. Like I think it's a good matchup for him. I think it's a good matchup for him. Me personally.
I think the side had a lot to do with the way why the dad made the comment too. I think the dad, excuse the noise, bro. Y'all know I'm over here.
Yeah, you're good.
Anyway, I think the dad made it because of the side thing too. Even in negotiations, they automatically come through the door as the B side, and that just maybe for them not the position they want to be in currently.
Yeah, I don't think the fight ever happens, no matter what the circumstance is, because I just don't think Al is gonna send Pitbull across the street.
I got you. Between that, to me, that's a big fight. So that's a less big fight of the other two that I'm bringing up. Are we going to get Spence Crawford, or which of these fights are we more likely to see? Tank and the pretty boy Ryan Garcia, Spence Crawford, or Cruz Stevenson? Which fight are we like? I'm tweeting that right now. As a matter of fact, I think this popped in my head. Which in your mind are we more likely to see?
Tank Ryan Garcia for sure, but the only reason I'm saying that is because I have insider information on that. If I didn't have the insider information on that, I would probably say.
Can I say this? We had much insider information on Spence Crawford too.
That's true. This information that I have is a different type of insider information. And in terms of behind the scenes what the holdup is. And we can wrap off camera about that, but
okay.
Because of that, because I was thinking the same way you was thinking. I was like, it's no way in hell. And when I got the call and they broke down what is literally only one holdup. It's two holdups with that. Like once I explain it to you, like you're gonna be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So I would say because of that, I would say Ryan and Tank. The second one I would say is Shakur and Pitbull, and then the third one is Spence Crawford.
Okay, I mean,
out of three. What you think?
I personally think none of them. Maybe Garcia and Tank and Davis, just because of the fact that what's the name is kind of almost like a B side, just based on just their positioning in the promotional game, Golden Boy thing. It just seemed like they got decent fighters. You know, I mean, McGee a decent fighter, Virgil Ortiz decent fighter. You know what I mean? I just think right now obviously Ryan Garcia is, decent, I guess. You know what I mean? He's decent.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I just think they just keep falling in that B-side situation when it comes to any major fight, any big time fight.
You talking about Ryan?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think in that situation, they're going to fall to the B side. Why? Because I'm not going to send to Dazan, and obviously you sending Ryan over for the PBC purposes. He's automatically B side. He's going to Showtime pay per view.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to say it on camera. So, Ryan Garcia and his team basically they've accepted the B side status. And Ryan Garcia basically gave the green light to get it done. So the holdup is
so is that the fight?
Yeah, the holdup is Floyd. The holdup is Floyd. And it's so Tank is not technically signed with Floyd right now, but there is a clause in the contract that still has Floyd in the picture, and that is the holdup. Everything else.
I mean, how can you have Floyd holding up your business when he's handling his own business? That doesn't make good business.
I agree that it's a clause. It's a clause in the contract that to me I can see it being overlooked at signing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the clause that could be paid off. For this fight. Let's just say for this fight.
No. Because Floyd wants in. Floyd wants in.
Okay, so that's my point. If he wants in and it's about money, then you give him a certain amount of money to not muffle the waters, not muddy the waters with any holdups, any.
I'll put it to you like this. Stuff. Al can maneuver around it, but he's affiliated with Floyd, so he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So that's the holdup. So Tank. So I didn't know if Tank was still with Floyd. So Tank is technically not with Floyd, right? But he's still with Al. But there's as soon as we get off this joint, I'm gonna call you and tell you what the clause is, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But I've had like 3 different people tell me the same exact clause. Martha Rodriguez is in the building. Big shout out to you, baby. Chris G, he said the guy that did my oil change happens to be fighting in DC at the same place. Wonder if he's been selected for Tank.
No, answer this.
Shout out for that. You shout out for that.
I get you, Chris. I get you, but seriously, since now that Jeff said what Jeff just told us, and we thank you for the breaking news, my brother. Some of that inside info that always get your hands on. That being said, could the opponent be Garcia? He's been rather quiet lately.
Garcia?
Could it be Garcia? Ryan Garcia in January?
Nah. No, that whole breakdown I just gave you, that's why it's not Garcia. That was for Garcia. That's why that fight's not happening.
But that's what I'm saying. If he agreed, then I don't get why there would be a holdup for what Floyd is asking. What can Floyd do to just what I mean? Just knock the mousetrap open. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he can do? Like, I don't understand how a clause, when you're contractually not tied, but a clause keeps you linked. You're contractually not tied, so you're not liable to this guy for anything. This doesn't owe you anything, but there's a certain, like you said, clause.
Let me.
That makes me think it could be Ryan. That'd be a great fight to start the boxing year too, bro.
I know for a fact it's not right. Let me explain it to you like this. remember when, if you can answer this question, then it's the same scenario for this situation. Remember when Golden Boy basically was putting on fights for all of the PBC fighters, and basically Al Heyman basically stole all of the PBC fighters from under Oscar De La Hoya's nose when he was going through all that drug stuff and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Richard Schaefer was supposed to be Oscar's right hand man, but he was doing
Back door
some
talking to
he was
Al
doing
and
some
them.
back. Yeah, right. Do you know why he had to take why he was out of the sport for a while?
Schaefer?
Yes.
I mean, bro, that sound like, like some of that trading sort of scandal. You know what I mean? When you go to the stock market, you kind of can't be doing off the book deals. So
Let
maybe
me hold
something of
on.
that nature. I remember that story, but I don't. It's not like verbatim right on the tip of my tongue. But
Hold
it
on a
makes
second, bro.
sense that
I'm about to text it to you right now. Hold on a second. Give me a second, bro.
I mean, I don't know,
I got
bro.
you. I got you. Hold on.
That's
You're gonna
funny.
understand it in just a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I get you. I'm still like because I don't remember the details of the Schaefer thing. I remember the scandal. I remember, he supposedly, Al get the fighters from Golden Boys, quote unquote, when Golden Boy technically wasn't contracted these fighters. He was just promoting them, like giving them fights in events. So I don't know how you could really say that they got stolen. You know what I mean? But then with the Schaefer dude, what could he have done? Like to get him in trouble to where and then if it's no question, he couldn't have got banned officially, so he got banned by the the boys club. You know what I mean? The boys club didn't do business with him. You know what I mean? So it was a unofficial official ban, I guess.
Right. All right, I just sent it to you.
Man, R.I.P. to them football players from Virginia, bro.
Yeah,
That
for
was
sure.
wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like the bull probably had like CTE or something, bro. Like that was wild, bro.
Hold on, real quick.
You know what I thought real quick? Side note, that could have been a hazing incident too, bro. That happens a lot on them college campuses, that hazing. So I don't know, bro. That'd be interesting to see what happened. Man, ain't nothing come through, bro.
Hold on, real quick, bro. Hold on, real quick.
Yeah. Well, anyway, bro, like while Jeff doing that, what else did I want to talk about? Oh man, it was just on the tip of my tongue. Oh man, I just saw it on the gram too, bro. It was oh, okay, here it go. I just got it from Jeff. Let me see this. Okay, well that makes sense. I mean, that's what that sound like. That sound like when you leave a business and they tell you can't start the same business for 2 years.
Exactly.
Like that sort of thing. Because I've had that a couple times in my work career.
Exactly. So that's what that is. So it makes sense.
Makes sense for
sure. Brennan said, what if it's Gary Jr.? What you think of that, bro?
I heard that. I saw that about a week or so back. I like it. I think that's the best name. Actually, I don't know why that wasn't there. And I remember the post. I forget who did it on the gram, so I can't get them credit for it right now. But I do remember that was in like a spitball fight, I guess, at the time that they were saying since.
Which Gary though? Which Gary?
Antonio. Big Gary.
Yeah, 140 Gary.
Yeah, 140 Gary. So Hank got 140. So no more 135. No more, Haney talk, no more none of that. Because I mean, even though at his size, the back and forth, the 5 pound difference, I don't think will hurt him because again, he's not such a monstrously big dude like that. Where you dropping weight between fights, going up, going down like that, really hurt you like it would somebody to me like a Eubanks. Like I don't think it's good for a dude that size to be going up and down. But when you're tank stature, 135, 140, back and forth, I don't hurt him too bad for the next few fights. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. Gary a live dog in that one, just based on his size, bro. Just based on his size, he a live dog. But it's a lot of fish at 140 for Tank on PBC. So that's a new division where he could be a true pay-per-view star without talking belts. Literally without talking belts, bro. Because it's a lot of big names at 140. And it's a couple stars he can beat. He can beat the winner of Matisse Ponce fight, and that's for a belt. That's for the IBF, John. So yeah, I think 140 might be the route. I per se wouldn't splash with such a big hitter like Russell. I wouldn't make that splash if I'm going 140 because nobody talked about weight. We just was actually talking about fight. So the weight matters into fight will be, or the opponent, so to speak. So, but I like him at 40, just on the PBC landscape. You could get the Barrios rematch. You might be able to pull over a Sandro Martin because I don't think he's contractually signed to Dazan like that or Matchroom or anybody. So, you know what I'm saying? I think you might be able to get Mikey. You know what I mean? You might be able to get Mikey on the B-side situation.
That's interesting, man. T. Finney said the only names I can think of is Tevin Farmer, but since you were in Philly, I'm sure you would have heard something. I don't think it would be Russell because recently he spoke about his shoulder wasn't 100%. But T. Finney, that's why I was asking the question. When you mentioned Gary Russell, I'm still thinking Gary Russell. You know what I mean? So we can pretty much get him out of the equation.
No, not
Gary
Antoine
Russell.
Not the Gary.
Not
Gary
the
Antoine.
Gary. You talking about Antoine?
Yeah.
Gary Antoine Russell. That's a risky ass fight. And to be honest with you, there's no way in hell it's him. Floyd ain't about that action, bro. Like Floyd, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. Al is not gonna sign that fight
because you got one pay-per-view star and you got a decent headliner in Russell, so I don't think you'll make that clash
bro. So with what I just text you, right? So that if that's 100% solid, that means the only fight Tank can get is if Al negotiates it. Like it has to go through Al.
That's it. Well, we know it would.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
So I think that fight may still go there in January. I mean, because look, Al got to do something. They got to do something.
So let me comment on what you just said, right? So the only scenario where Floyd would invoke that clause against Al is for that fight. He needs to be totally in.
I don't think Al not for that. There, Al, you know what Al gonna do? We're gonna play the weight game. We're gonna wait this clown.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so
I get
that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, not January. But that's why I'm like, that's the fight most likely to happen. You know what I mean? T. Finney said, plus Russell was coming off of a loss, but maybe his younger brother, Gary. Yeah, that's what he's talking about, Gary Antoine Russell. But they in different weight classes, right? What about Ray Vargas? What was Ray's weight class? Ray is 30.
120. Yeah. Oh, he 30. Just came up from 122. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, so he's what, 20? Is he 26 now? He's 26 now.
26.
He's 26. Yeah, he came from 22 to 26.
22, yeah.
I actually have the PBC fighters ready to go. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
actually show
Man, I
them.
got to doing homework over here, bro.
No, you good. You good. You good,
I'm
bro. You
trying to
multitasking,
talk
bro.
boxing and do homework. I'm
Yeah, you
sorry, y'all. I'm
multitasking,
still
bro.
into the conversation, man. I apologize, man, but
No,
I
you
got a
good. You
lot
good.
going on.
So,
Let's see.
this is
We
from
got
this is from the official PBC website. So of course we got Chris
to
Colbert.
get out of 130. That's 130, bro. We got to get
I
out of there.
know. The reason I'm bringing up 130 is because if they desperate, they could get one of these dudes to move up for the
To
title.
135. I mean, they do that a
Yes.
lot. Yeah, we know they do that. So yeah, man.
Chris Colbert, Hector Garcia, Eduardo Ramirez, of course, Leo Santa Cruz, Claudio
You know who
Marrero.
loses? You know who loses when these dudes lost that their situation fell out with the programming. It's the Ramoses, it's the Chris Colberts, it's these dudes that lose because when will we see these dudes again, bro? Like honest to freaking God, when will we see these dudes again? Great fucking the young Ramos, the nephew,
Young
Jesus.
pups. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like monster. He's a monster. You know what I'm saying? And bro, it's crazy, bro. When will we see these dudes? But yeah, let's keep with the convo. 135. We got delay. I don't see that
Fortuna,
happening. I don't see that one.
Gamboa, no. Diego Magdaleno, no. Frank Martin, busy.
Hell no.
Argenis
Yeah, he got
Mendez.
somebody coming out. Who is it? Who Martin fighting? Is it Rolly?
Michelle Rivera. That's a good fight.
Yeah. That's gonna. He gonna knock Michelle Rivera the fuck out. He got exposed a couple fights ago.
Rolando Romero, no. Jose Valenzuela, no. Bartholomew, no. Actually, his brother,
no.
Neither one, no. Easter, he's not back yet. Ryan Carl, no.
Possibility.
Subriel Matisse, no.
In the title fight.
Ooh, Victor Postal.
Coming off a loss. Ain't Postal coming off a loss?
Yeah, but he's respectable though. They can get away with that. They can get away with that.
That's a good name. I can respect it. If it's at 140, because I'm not seeing any 135 jumping off the page to me.
Nah,
so I'm expecting 140. Pulo, I think he just came off a title fight, so I don't think he getting it.
Eddie Ramirez, no. Elvis Rodriguez, no. Gary Antoine, I just don't see them doing
thought Elvis was on top rank. What happened?
No, he been over with PBC for over a year now.
Okay, but he did start at top rank.
Hey, you know what? That might be a possibility. No, he was a top rank for a minute. He was one of their names.
Yeah.
He took the loss and they dropped him. They took the loss.
Oh, they ain't shit. They did the same thing to the fuck just to turn around and kind of bring them back. So, and then what's the other two brothers they did that shit too?
The Malone, no, not the Maloneys.
What's them brothers' names, bro? They did them dirty. Fuck. One of them just had a fight on
You called him DiGiorno. You called him DiGiorno.
Yeah,
Adorno's.
Adorno brothers, yeah. My bad.
Elvis Rodriguez, possibly. But the only ones I see on this list, bro, is
Elvis Rodriguez, maybe Elvis a possibility. What about Omar Suarez? Maybe? I like Suarez. That's a possibility.
Suarez possibility, yeah.
Cause he's a tweener. You know what I mean? I think he can make 140. They got him at 143. It's a few names on there, bro, but
it's no
splash names. Let's be honest. Only splash name is Russell.
Yeah, it's slim pickings for sure. Like it's definitely slim pickings.
He said it's slim pickings.
It's definitely the bug. It's definitely
let's put it like this: it's names that he can beat up. There's a whole roster of dudes that he can beat up on there.
But who would you go
worthy
with?
Fights? I would go right now. I would go with the way they doing with him. It seems a lot of Black Latin clashes going on to get both obvious fan bases active. I think Rodriguez would be a great name. Obviously, for business reasons, Russell won't make sense. Al won't do that right now. There's no title on the line. That's just not going to work. So I think if we got to think Latin fighter. And that's no, put no bullshit in the game. That's how they do business. It's Floyd S. pattern. They've done it with Tank thus far, you know what I mean? And decent competition. Cruz, Barrios, great competition. So if you could find somebody that's got a little steam, but not a major threat, maybe to me that would be Elvis Rodriguez. I don't know if his name is active like that though. He at the bottom of their list right now. So how active is his name?
Yeah, I think if I had to pick, and again, this is definitely the buffet after a Saturday night for sure. Like it's just not a lot of options out here. But I would say if they want to go entertainment value, but they can almost guarantee a win. If you move Colbert up to 35 and had that fight at 35, that fight could do well at DC. And Colbert's going to talk the fight up. So that's one option. I like the Elvis Rodriguez option, but his name is ice cold in these boxing streets. So I don't know how that would work. Are you against the Rolly Romero rematch?
No, I wouldn't be against that because it's sort of a tweener fight. It's a recognizable name. Rolly had some moments in those 6 rounds before the knockout. So if he's a bit more defensively sound, possibly, will he last longer? I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm not paying for it. I'm just be honest with you. I'm not paying for it, but as a fan of boxing, I wouldn't be mad at if they ran it back.
Yeah. Now, is Abel Ramos a pure 47? Is Abel Ramos a pure 147?
Man, he Abel Ramos like a 154 dude right now, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, he too big. He too big. That's not happening.
Now we got to look at these. 47s because some of these guys fight at 40. Yeah, because they got Barrios listed at 47.
Yeah, he just went up. He did just go up. None of these dudes look like they can come down so far.
Nah. Delorme,
all these dudes look like they too big.
Figueroa, yeah. Mikey, no. Jamal James, no. Lipingetz, no.
Lipingetz? You don't think he can make 140 for a check?
Not right now, because he been at 147.
Then you know what? Then I think Postal's a live dog. I think I
like that. I like that.
I think that's a live dog.
I wouldn't pay for it. But you really have no.
If it's a show, you think they'll backtrack and go Showtime for him? For a fight like this?
This is definitely this pay-per-view. They gotta because of the guarantee.
So what's the guarantee? What you doing? What fights you filling in? Like if you giving us a non-title-less fight with Tank, what's your co-main? Does it have to be a legitimate world title fight?
Antoine gotta be on the card. Antoine gotta be on the card
because you gotta
they're close to DC. Yeah, they're close to DC.
Oh yeah,
they're close to DC.
Yeah,
they're close to DC. Me personally, if I had to kind of craft this out, what I would do if I'm like actually making the card, what I would do is this. I would give them a nice co-main. For me, would be Victor Postal versus Russell. No, they fought already. Remember Russell stopped him in the last round. What I would do, I would give them Postal and Barrios. Postal and Barrios would be a good fight.
Barrios at 147 though. Barrios with it.
Yeah, but he just fought at 140 against Tank not that long ago though. So he's probably the one guy that can get
years ago.
Say it again.
That was almost 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was only he's only fought one fight since then though. It's not like he's been in 47 for a long period of time. He only fought one fight at 147.
I mean, I don't know if he his body look like he can make it, bro. He looked
I
big
get
against Tank.
listen. I get no.
He
I get.
looked big and
No. I'll replace it. I'll replace it. Give me
no, I
Barrios.
ain't. I'm just saying. I'm trying to make the fight make sense, though. You know what I mean?
No,
Because
I'm with you. All right, we'll do this. We'll do this. Barrios, and Abel Ramos. That's a solid fight at 47. That's a solid fight.
That's solid. That's solid.
That's a solid fight.
Ramos
That's
going dog walking me too big on, but yeah, that's a solid fight.
That's a solid fight.
But
at
you
47.
they cheat Ramos all the time, so I can't say that Barrios can't steal nothing on the cards because they do Ramos dirty all the time.
Yeah. And
what about the boy that what about the boy that beat that they gave a fight to they beat Ramos?
So I was getting ready to say, yeah. So what I was gonna say is these are the three fights I would go with. So I would go with Tank against whoever they're gonna put him up against. Then I will give them Barrios and Abel Ramos, and then my dark horse fight, I would give them Rashidi Ellis and Luke Santa Maria at 47.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That'd be a nice. That'd be a nice.
Man, I ain't got no wood right now, but I knock on it because that's the last fight I was gonna bring up for that card was Rashidi. You know, he ain't had
Sheedy.
One fight since he got there, so keep him active on that pay-per-view, give him some shine and some good comp. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or I'll give you one better. Give me Sheedy and Lipinets at 47. That's a good fight.
I ain't mad at that one either. What Jamal James doing at 47? Great fight for Sheedy.
I don't know.
Great fight for San Martin.
Actually, you know what? We can even do because I know Jamal James I think he hasn't fought since the Batayev loss.
Yeah.
So I would give him like a Luke Santa Maria fight because he got to get back in the mix. But Santa Maria's going to be there.
Santa Maria,
they got options.
Like a better fight. Yeah,
they got options. They can fill this card out nice.
I like Sheedy and Jamal James as a matchup too. You know what I mean?
I like
that as a matchup.
I like that matchup. I would go Sheedy James or I would go Sheedy Lipinets, and then give me Abel Ramos and Barrios. That's a nice 2 fights, and then just give them Tank, and then just fill the rest of it up with a bunch of 4 or 6 rounders. Make that the TV portion of the pay-per-view. I think that's solid, bro. I think that's solid. They can keep all that in-house. That's solid. Across the board. That's solid. That's what I
what? What your boy doing? What your boy Blair the Flair doing right now? That's a great character to have on a pay-per-view.
But Blair, I don't know if Blair is locked in with the Zone. I don't know if he's locked in with the Zone.
Man. I know. He ain't locked in with them. And why would they give that dude a contract?
He just came off of it. They just gave him my man from Bud in them camp. So he just came off of Co-Man.
I think that was Bud and them dude getting a look.
Nah, he's trash.
I know. I'm fucking.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, if he's not locked in, definitely. But I'm almost sure he's locked in, with them. But no, they have options that, and we just went no further than 47. We can go up for sure.
Oh, I mean,
to fill the card. We talking about to fill the card out.
I wouldn't have it too big. You want to keep everything close to Tank fighting that. You know what I mean? You don't want no other division to kind of come steal the limelight. Keep everything close to round where Tank fighting that junior welterweight.
Another person that'd be good on the card. Jared Hurd.
Oh my God! Active outlet. Yeah, that'd be a good name to put on the DC card too. But just
be a good name.
I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. The inactivity, then you losing against dudes you should be beating. Man, I was such a big fan when he upset J Rock. Yeah, bro. I mean, when he got, I lost my fandom when he got upset by J Rock. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, damn, bro, because it just seemed like he wasn't showing a lot of effort in that fight, bro. I don't know, people got personal things in their lives and like that. It seemed like his mind was not in that fight.
Yeah, I think he suffered from the same thing J Rock suffered from uh when he won the title. It just got to his head, and that work ethic wasn't the same. You know what I mean? It wasn't the
Yeah,
same at all.
he's always somebody that had weight issues for his size, like, or questions about whether he's always in the right division. Like, I mean, the dude looked like he's 6'9", and he fighting at 154. So, kind of like Fundora. But he bigger than Fundora, which is crazy. You know what I mean? So I think the questions are more valid with him. At least with Fundora, you could kind of see the string beanness in him. So him making 154, not hella unusual, but a big dude like that's him being able to make 154. I like it. I like to see him at 160. You know what I mean? Probably closer to
Yeah,
his natural weight. Be able to do more things naturally than he was because he cut down the weight. You steal some of your game plan. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Your abilities kind of go out the door when you cut weight down like that. So maybe
yeah,
160. He could be a good run. You know what I mean? Good run. I like him size wise match up with Mel. Mel need a fresh name. You know what I mean? You gotta do something.
Jamal
Run with this.
Maul,
I mean Maul. Yeah, my bad.
Maul, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
look. I just got me a new follower on Twitter and shit, bro. He put up a great post of the 2023-2024 landscape for Jamel Charlo, all the mandatories. I told dude in the comment section, I said, not a defensive wizard on the horizon. This should be a walk in the park. I mean, bro, you talking about Tim Zoo, Fundora, a couple of them Russian dudes, bro, dog walk everybody. Dog walk everybody. Fundora, because of the volume, might be a little bit tricky, but Fundora is there to be hit in the mouth. And if you hitting like Mel, you subject to knock that tree down. You know what I mean? You subject.
Mel got to jab and just sit down on shots. He ain't even got to go punch for punch with Fundora.
Nah, you just
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 sit
just,
down,
just
just
wait for
sit
that
down.
opening. That opening
Yeah,
will present
body
itself.
jabs, body shots, and sit down on them hooks, man. Sit
Yup.
down on them hooks. My man Clarence McLean in the building, man. Big shout out to you. We're gonna get up out of here too.
Yeah, bro. I
Michael
need to
Johnson.
get this homework done. Yeah.
Yeah,
What up, Mike?
Michael Johnson. He said first vlog. I seen your comment, Gorman about to get swooped. I don't know what y'all
Oh no,
talking
I
about.
was saying. I seen the comment. The dude Spivak. I messed with him on Twitter. He was asking about the upcoming fights for this weekend. About, which one of the young bucks from the other side. Kind of
Got you.
looking. Yeah, he had Kelly on there. He had Fabio Worley, and I like Fabio because I think as a heavyweight,
Yeah, I like
he got
Worley.
like he got so much potential because his power is there. So all you got to do is work on some of the natural skills a little bit. There still could be a problem, and you got youth. When you got youth
You
on your
know what
side,
fight I like, bro? You know
bro.
what fight I like? Fabio Worley and Tony Yoka. That'll be a good fight.
I think he
And
beat
Yoka
the
coming
fuck
off,
Yoga.
yeah, Yoka coming off that loss too, but Worley need
Yeah,
a name though.
yeah.
Michael
Worley
said
does need a.
he need a name. Chris Colbert, SMH, that guy ill. He said Tank and Broner on Black Prom. Man, that I ain't gonna lie, bro. That joint to sell like hotcakes though. You know the hood
Man,
love both of them. T. Finney said I was going to mention Hector Garcia before you went across the list since he beat Chris Colbert. Um, could
it's a
they?
weight
I don't
thing
think they can
though.
get away with that though.
That's a
Not on pay
weight
per
thing, bro.
view.
You talking about 10 pounds? You
Yeah.
talking about equal
Uh,
10 pounds?
O'Hara Davies. I can they get away with it?
What is O'Hara? 140?
One,
I heard that name,
O'Hara
but
Davies is he
he not
35?
but he ain't
Yeah,
on
he
fire though. That's the thing. You gotta have a name somewhat active or more
yeah.
recognizable. Like
I
hardcore
like
like us
O'Hara
really know
Davies. I
that
don't
name.
know if they'll be able to. I don't know, Mike. I don't know if they'll be able to get away with that though. I like O'Hara Davies though.
Can I ask you this? What
Batar
about
Akhmedov, that's another good name too. Go ahead,
that's
bro.
what I was getting ready to say. What about a foreign guy? What about a guy
Yeah,
from across the pond?
Akhmedov would be a good selection too. He said I'm against the Romero rematch, and that's because it's still no progression in level of opponents. I could respect that. I could respect that. If a person has a problem with it, that would be the reason. So I can respect that. He said, or you know what, Alberto Puello. Yeah, that's another choice too. And I'm glad you're saying these names because like Vlog said, you can go the foreign route on this too.
But he just came off a fight, so I don't know if that's going to be enough
He may not
time.
be ready. Yeah, he may not
Yeah,
be ready.
that's the only thing. I think like a month ago he just
Yeah,
fought.
he I mean, maybe if it's late January, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, for the
Um
bag, get the bag right.
For the
Dude,
bag,
get up off that
yeah,
couch.
for
Yeah.
the bag, they gonna get up off that couch real quick, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but yeah, we gonna close this joint out, man. I was strong. I gotta let my guy go ahead and get his work in, man. He gotta, you know what I'm saying, handle real
Yeah, I'm
life
doing
business.
work, bro. I'm not on here
Yeah,
bullshitting. I'm
nah,
going
for
home,
sure,
work,
man.
talking boxing, smoking.
Yes, sir. Give him your
uh,
social media so you can get up out of here, good brother.
Man, y'all know where I'm at, man. Grand Boxing, the number one STVLOG. I put up some clips, upcoming fights for the month. Got the lines connected to them. So, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna
Y'all go
check that
hit
out
that
after
up
the show.
and drop some comments. Tell me what y'all leans is. I ain't put no predictions on nothing already. I'm going to try to
Okay.
tap into that. We got some
Mhm.
fights up this weekend. Maybe I'll put in a quick little Friday live, you know, little 3-4 fight parlay for you guys. Y'all tell me if y'all want to follow trend, things like that. But I'm obviously on Twitter, man, and I'm active on there because I do actually get a second from time to time throughout the day to drop a tweet. That being said, though, is Boxing Vlog. That's just Boxing Vlog on Twitter. So rock with me, man. You know what we doing on YouTube.
Absolutely, man. Follow me all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Uh, everything's at G5Jeff TV. I got 2 more clips coming from yesterday's show. So they're gonna be dropping on my Instagram and vlogs. Because I'm gonna have them collaborating on it. So you'll find that on both of our Instagrams. So definitely check those out. If you missed yesterday's show, one of them is involving boots, and there was another one. There was another real funny one as well. So we hope you enjoy the clips from episode 144, and I'll get 1 or 2 out of this one too. You know what I'm saying, and we'll take it from there. But on behalf of VP Shane, you can follow him on Instagram, I_am Shane, the number one. My man Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K, and your boy G5 Jeff TV, man. We'll be back with y'all tomorrow with episode 146. Appreciate y'all. Peace.